Strong language now and for as Jimmy looks to the future and doesn't like what he sees.
Right. My big news for anyone who's interested. The doctors told me I haven't got cancer. Big C. Just a shadow on my lung. From inhaling asbestos dust, he said, from years ago. Probably. When I spent a few nights down the docks, stripping the lagging off copper pipes, after slipping the cocky watchman a few bob to turn a blind eye. How typical is that, eh? The same old story. Some big company using another toxic product, regardless of the effect it might have on the workers, or any one of us. How do we know anything is safe anymore? It's like with this Cynico company, pumping out the pollutants and all the time telling us they're safe. Exactly the same way we were told asbestos was safe all those years ago. And CFCs, yeah, and petrol. And as for tobacco, well, I won't even go there. And who's licensed all these companies over the years to be out there poisoning us legally? Men in suits, covering things up time after time. Like coal dust on the lungs for miners, or nuclear radiation even. Making all them British squaddies stand and watch while they let that atom bomb up. As if radiation was going to be good for them. Give them some sort of suntan. All over the world, it's the same. All governments approved over the years, in one country or another, pumping chemicals into rivers, yeah. Pumping raw sewage out into the sea, letting rust bucket oil tankers wreck our beaches. And no one stops to think, do they? No one stops to think about the people these man-made disasters have affected. The real people. And then it rained. Rained. And then it rained. And we've no idea what was in that rain, have we? And even if they knew, you can bet your life they wouldn't tell us anyway. Like for them farmers in Wales. They'd have some questions about how many of them have died of cancers since Chernobyl. Or more to the point, what caused them? It should be the first rule of democracy. You elect the government on trust, and you should know you can believe they're telling you the truth. And if there's any doubt that something's not safe, we, that's me and you, the ordinary people, we shouldn't be exposed to it. Because we're just the innocent victims in the end, aren't we? As far as we're concerned, it's barely safe to get out of bed in the morning. The whole of society is riddled with cancers.
What? Don't ask him, just tell him.
Teaching him right from wrong, teaching him how to survive out there in the big bad world. Listen, Mart, any chance of you sticking one of these up in your window?
Jimmy, you're not still going on about that incinerator company, are you?
Well, why wouldn't it be?
Because you can't affect anything. They've already got planning permission.
Yeah, but they haven't started building yet.
So?
So? We could all get together, we could still stop them.
How? I mean, look at them. They've already started sending up to them.
I don't know. Training ourselves to the bulldozers or something.
You are joking.
No. Other communities have done it. People all over the world have stood up to big corporations and got away with it.
Yeah, well, I'm not chaining myself to anything. I've just started up with a new job, and there's no way I'm risking any of that for an illegal protest.
Oh, what's that like?
I'm just doing some maintenance, in a hotel downtown.
Oh, all right, very nice. Providing a service for the tourists. All these capital of culture bigwigs coming to the city, spending the money, creating jobs. Well, why would they want to come here when we've got all these poison plants on every street corner?
Come on, Jimmy, you've read the stuff. That plant is going to be chock full of environmental controls. You see, that's why this has become a one-man campaign, because everyone else can see that.
Environmental controls? Don't give me that. How many times do governments tell people things are safe when they're not? Don't give me that. Or to go into one of those, you know, what do they call it? A Zen state. All glowing within a piece. What do they end up like? Screaming with rage.
Because you care about things. Like injustice, like right and wrong. Innocent people being trampled all over by big business. You care about things that are important.
I've never thanked you, have I?
For what?
Restoring my faith in the next generation. The powers that be have gone ahead and given them planning permission, so it can spew out its toxic waste into the air, all round our houses. That's not democracy. In my book, that sounds like someone from Cynico's been greasing a few palms. Everyone wants to have a ruck with the so-called neighbour from hell, but when it comes down to getting support for a real fight with a real neighbour from hell, no one's interested. So let's see whether the papers have got the bottle to print the truth for a change. Dear Sir. No, dear Editor. Probably needs to go higher than the editor, this. Dear Fleet Street Fat Cat. Nah, fat cats don't read. They have people to do that for them. Yeah. So they can have their long lunches and their long weekends. Or skive off to Lord's or somewhere to watch the cricket. Yeah, we've all seen them, haven't we? Sat there stuffing their faces with real ale and cucumber sarnies. Yeah, all them stripy ties and blazers. Come the revolution! All with the blessing from the government. Villagers getting flattened while they take the land off them. A people's army we need, don't we, Mart? Somehow I've got to pit my wits against this bigger force. That's probably got heavyweight solicitors and accountants. No, lawyers and money men. But they don't know what they've taken on. In the same way that the Industrial Revolution didn't count on the influence the Tolpuddle martyrs would have on people's minds. No class consciousness. But make no mistake. If the wrath of corporate enterprise wields its power against me, I'll meet it as hard as I can.
Strong language now and for as Jimmy looks to the future and doesn't like what he sees.